I'm Neil Shah. I'm the CEO and co-founder of CareYaya Health Technologies. We're based out of Research Triangle Park, and we're growing rapidly all across North Carolina. And I want to talk about innovation that we're doing to address what I think is a caregiving crisis in our state. So just kind of a quick overview. This was me 6 years ago. I was running a $250 million hedge fund in New York. Just young, dapper, head full of hair. And here's me now, back home in North Carolina, running a caregiving startup, older and wiser and balder, unfortunately. What happened? Basically, this is what happened. I became a family caregiver twice. First, my wife became severely ill with cancer, was actually hospitalized in the ICU in a medical coma, multiple surgeries, rounds of chemo, and for my grandfather, who became severely ill, dementia, cancer, dialysis, kind of you name it, everything, and then ultimately passed away. And I became very frustrated with the lack of good home care options. Felt a lot of just kind of guilt. Ended up providing a lot of the care myself. Also saw major opportunities, how many people are dealing with this, and became absolutely obsessed with building a solution. Researched it extensively and realized 1.3 million North Carolinians, or over 1 in 6 care for an elder parent, seriously ill spouse, or a child with special needs. And today I want to talk about, one, why I think the care industry is broken. Two, I think the care crisis that is about to massively intensify over the next 5 to 10 years, the disproportionate impact it's going to have on women and minority populations, and why we're building the solution we are at CareYaya.org to try to fix it. So I guess, first of all, the care industry operates primarily through an agency-based system of local operators that typically charge $30 an hour nowadays for care with contracts, minimum hours. It's a very low-tech business, and then takes that money and pays caregivers $11, $12, $13 an hour, barely above minimum wage. Most of them are unhappy, have to find second jobs. On both sides, for the families and the caregivers, as a result of this broken system, you experience very high turnover. So it becomes a vicious cycle of sales and marketing, more and more money to get new people through to replace the people that are leaving. And ultimately, for the consumer, ends up being less than half the money you're paying goes to the underlying caregiver that's doing the majority of the work. So what does that result in our state? 119,000 direct care workforce. There's conservative estimates suggest over 180,000 additional are needed, and people are not joining the industry. People are actually leaving the industry as fast as possible, resulting in this skyrocketing cost of home care, just basically destroying middle-class families. You can see over the last 15 years, average annual cost of home care has gone from, was 30 to 40,000 per year, is now north of 60,000 per year. And that number hasn't even been updated for this year. So on top of that, make matters worse, here's what we're looking at over the next decade. The 65 and up population that needs care, typically, is going from about 2 million to 3 million in North Carolina, of which the fastest growing subgroup is actually 85 plus. That's going to more than double. And care needs skyrocket as you hit 75, as you hit 80, 85. Care needs skyrocket at this age with functional limitations, frailty, just higher rates of chronic illness, dementia, Alzheimer's. So they're going to need the most long-term support. And that's going to result in, oh yeah, thanks for that up. Okay, so I'll go through it faster. That's going to result in a lot of pressure on the family caregivers. You're either going to have to overpay through the agencies, or you're going to have to do it yourself. And I think that this issue, the underreported part about this issue, is that I think it's going to have a major disproportionate impact on women. Yeah, especially women in the sandwich generation who are trying to struggle to manage their own careers, manage their own children, and now are going to be forced to manage care for their aging mom or dad, or mother-in-law or father-in-law. And as a result of that, it's going to have a blowback on entire society. Caregiving really impacts careers. And I would say I experienced this myself. 1 in 3 employees across America quit a job due to caregiving needs. And the majority of those are for caring for an elder or a spouse with serious illness, not childcare. Most employers do help somewhat with childcare, but elder and disabilities care is a major need that most employers don't help with at all. In the interest of time, I'll skip over this video. I think we can do something. I think we can, this is our mission of CareYaya. We think we can use technology to bring more people into caregiving, partner with employers and insurers to expand access, and then use tech to improve health outcomes. So this is our team, put together a great team of myself, software development genius, a public health advisor, and then a variety of colleagues who are great at building partnerships, community outreach, communications, and I've also built a great advisory board. of people from the healthcare industry, CEO of Blue Cross, and C, former Goldman Sachs healthcare, chairman of a large telehealth company. All of us came together to build CareYaya. And this was our observation. There's 75,000 pre-health careers college students across our state, most of whom don't participate in the care economy because they can't, due to lack of ability to do it around school schedules. And most of them are participating in the gig economy in DoorDash or Uber or things to kind of make side income. They really want to provide care and seek the experience toward graduate education and their future career. So we built a tech-enabled caregiver registry for them, an Uber or DoorDash-like platform where they can apply, create detailed profiles or individually vetted. Then they can be connected with families without having to exchange personal information upfront. They can see and choose from available opportunities to help local families. And best of all, we charge no middleman fees. The students get 100% of what the families pay. On the family side, it's very easy to use. You can book care online in less than 2 minutes. It's free, so you just pay the caregiver directly at the rates in the area, so around 15 to 18 per hour, based on number of hours needed. And it's expanding rapidly across the state. And best of all, the feedback from families has been amazing. People say it feels like family. A lot of people have called it grandkids on demand. The student caregivers help with everything from basic companionship, housekeeping, meal preparation, pet care, help with technology, grooming. Interesting observation that we've learned is weekend and overnight care is readily available at no surcharges. We know that's a massive need in the market. And that's a great opportunity for students because there's no overlap with class schedules. So it's kind of a full product market fit. Skip over the video. So far it's gone viral. Students are really excited to join. We launched a couple of years ago, I guess now a little over a year and a half ago, and had a couple hundred caregivers. Now are over 2,000 caregivers. We initially were launching the pilot out of UNC Chapel Hill. Now we're across 12 universities across the state. Actually, in your area, we've expanded to UNC Charlotte and Davidson, and are now over 300 students on the platform and rapidly growing. So we think we can cover a lot of ground here, kind of across the state. And feedback has been great. Families are saving a lot of money using it. Families are saying it's the best caregivers they've seen. It's in years of managing care for parents. The convenience is awesome. And we started winning major referral partnerships with large healthcare systems, Duke, UNC, WakeMed in our area, as well as nonprofits who help families with care.
One of the aspects of my work with CareYaya that I treasure
I'll skip the videos because
I've been
out of time. But basically, the observation of the platform is that there is tremendous non-monetary incentive for the students to provide care, which I think just makes it an awesome experience. On top of that, now as a next phase, we're working on cutting-edge tech innovations to help elders age in place. We're working on at-home fall prevention analytics using cell phone camera and computer vision technology that the caregivers can take into the home. We're also working on low-cost mobile dementia screening. And this is kind of a unique opportunity to take what is a very educated high-tech workforce into the home and then change the game on how care is delivered in the home and really help people age in place longer. We've also launched, actually new to the Charlotte area, we launched our virtual reality project for elders with dementia a couple of weeks ago at the Ivy. To great reception. So these are things that care companies are not doing, and a 5-person startup is doing in the States. So it's just kind of cool to see. And that's kind of that's the overview. We've gotten a lot of press recently as the momentum is building. And how can you help? We'd love, we're expanding to the Charlotte metro area. We'd love introductions to healthcare systems that can refer families. The whole thing grows through word of mouth. We have no real marketing. We'd love introductions to employers and HR departments. We think caregiving support is going to be the next employee benefit. And I think leading employers are going to start thinking about this and incorporating this into their plans. We'd also love conversations with Medicare Advantage plans and local and state representatives for grant funding opportunities to fund some of our innovation projects. And that is all. And here's my contact information if you'd like to connect.